There is no time for a funny cold open, as there is a lot of housekeeping regarding not only the series of 100 Girlfriends itself that we need to get through, but also how it affects my channel and its content in the near future. If you may or may not have heard by now, the artist for 100 Girlfriends Yukiko Nozawa is expecting her first child, or recently had her first child. The timeline, much like 100 Girlfriends itself, is unclear. So first off, we here at 100 Feathers Productions want to wish a congratulations to the Nozawa family on their new addition.
Hey, congratulations, it's a celebration, party all day.
So that means the series will be affected for the foreseeable future as she is on maternity leave. They don't outright call it a hiatus, but it is a schedule change. So the series isn't going to be completely gone like other manga when the creators go on an official hiatus, but it will most likely be slowed down, though at least not right away. They do say in the official release that they have a couple chapters stockpiled already, which was to be expected since we know they are always a few chapters ahead of what's out. My guess is that since we are in the middle of the volume, they most likely have at least the remainder of Kogoe's volume probably done, or at least will be done by the time they are back from their second 2-week break. Guess I should also mention that here. After this chapter, the series is going to go on another 2-week break, most likely, like I said, to finish up the chapters of this volume. The release will go back to normal when the series comes back in March until the end of the volume, like I said, and after that the release schedule will alter. What that alteration in the schedule is, whether the series is going bi-weekly or monthly or something else, we don't know yet. And I'll be sure to let you all know as soon as we receive word. And as you can guess from someone whose entire content pipeline is dedicated to covering the chapters and rarely anything else, this will affect my video output. I'll obviously still cover chapters as they release, but I really don't have much else to do with all the downtime in between chapter releases that we are going to have when the schedule changes around May or June. I've kind of run dry on bonus content ideas, so that's where I turn to you guys. Feel free to leave bonus video ideas and solo stream ideas down in the comment section below, because really the only thing I have right now is going back to doing the Sunday scanlations versus 7 Seas translations for past chapters, which I think I will make streams instead of videos to make it a bit more interesting to have a live chat as we review the chapters. Outside of that, I'm out of ideas. I'm sure the council will come up with a few things to do from time to time, like we do have our White Day stream planned where we will be going over the opposite of our Valentine's Day stream, where we will be collaborating on the top 10 worst chapters of the series. I may also give just random hangout while gaming streams a shot too on the channel, and we can chat about 100 Girlfriends and anything else during those streams, just to hang out. I just need to figure out where in my personal life schedule I can do those. Bottom line though, as the series slows down in its content release, so in turn mine will be slowed down as well, such as the downside of dedicating your channel to one singular media product. Though I will shout out my fellow council members, Chaos Squared, as they have announced on their channel plans to do weekly streams during weeks that chapters don't release. So if you need your fill of 2 people yapping about the series in some way, they got you covered.
She's only got better! Just so you know.
I may crash their streams too if our schedules line up and the topic interests me. To summarize everything in case you disassociated during my incoherent rambling, 2-week break after this chapter. After that, things should be fairly normal for about roughly 4 more chapters until the end of the volume, which is my guess. After that, the schedule will change, which we will find out what that schedule will look like hopefully soon. And my content will be at the mercy of this new release schedule. So if you want anything else from me once the schedule changes, leave suggestions down in the comments down below for bonus video and stream ideas. Man, I should have led with that paragraph, it was so concise. Anyway, on to the actual chapter now. I'm Moonlight150, and this is my review of the latest 100 Girlfriends manga chapter, Chapter 244, Story Time with Meru-sensei and the Angel. Go show your support for the Scanlation Team Sunday, as they too will be at the mercy of the new release schedule, by reading chapters where they post them, as well as supporting the official release in your region, because they just might be our only source of 100 Girlfriends entertainment during the long breaks of the new schedule. Now, on to the new chapter. We open with Rentaro and Meru as the latter is doing a rehearsal for an upcoming book reading at a kindergarten class. Which, good for Meru for getting a dedicated chapter. She deserves it. Definitely feels like she has sunken into the background recently. It's good to put her back in the spotlight. After a standing ovation from Rentaro, she feels confident about doing the actual event the next day. But when that next day comes, they don't find a class full of eager kindergartners waiting for story time, but instead a case of fraud as this girl in this frilly dress is out here committing identity theft in broad daylight posing as Meru to read for the kids for their story time. But you know, she's kinda cute and yeah, pretending to be someone else is off-putting, but she's just doing it to entertain some kids, so it's not so bad. Maybe I'll let it slide. Oh god, do we have to worry about her becoming a girlfriend too like Seda? Has she locked eyes with Rentaro yet? As Rentaro and Meru stand there stunned at what is transpiring, we learn that this sweet lady actually harbors some resentment towards Meru, calling her a detestable woman and that she spiked all the teachers' tea with laxatives to get them out of the class while she does story time. Okay, this escalated quickly, going from identity theft and fraud to bioterrorism. Okay, fake Meru, you lost your pretty privileges. So now it's a battle between the two Merus, and because children tend to trust smiles and sparkles, the kids immediately decide the bright and cheerful looking girl must be the real Meru, who wrote the books instead of the one with the pitch ass.
What's this, you fuck?
Pitch ass. The kids immediately decide the bright and cheerful looking girl must be the real Meru, who wrote the books instead of the one with the pitch black soulless eyes. As Meru and Rentaro still ponder about the situation in front of them, Meru decides to throw in the towel and accept that it would be better that someone like this woman, who is bright and cheerful, read the fairy tales of the children, instead of someone like herself. Though of course Rentaro is having none of these kinds of talks and devises a plan. Turns out, for whatever reason, he had the costume of the creature formerly known as Rentaro just ready to go at a moment's notice.
Bam! Superhero landing! Yeah, that's really hard on your knee.
Like, they didn't drive here, it's not like he had it in the trunk of his car. Where did he have that? Sorry, yeah, goofy rom-com, try not to think too hard about it.
What the hell is even that?
Rentaro then goes on the attack, distracting the kids from the fake Meru, starting story time, saying that he's going to eat all the bad kids. Though this doesn't work, as the fake Meru turns the tables on him by saying that none of the kids here are bad kids, and starts the kids chanting, telling Rentaro to go away. Though among these chanting kids is a young girl who is filled with fear and regret, as she admits that she broke her mother's hairpin. Thus, she is a bad kid who is going to get eaten by the creature formerly known as Rentaro. But after being comforted by Meru and learning about the power of honesty, a huge shift happens within the children of the class as they all admit that they haven't been perfect, and have regrets of their own and realize they were being a bully to the pervert angel formerly known as Rentaro. Upon all of these revelations, they start supporting him instead. Though I do wish as the kids surrounded Rentaro, he wasn't gesturing to gaze directly at his duck bits. Now with all the kids on the side of Meru and Rentaro, the fake Meru snaps and reveals... Wait. That was a guy the whole time? Hold on, I need a minute.
The deception! The betrayal, man, you deceived me!
After that, traumatizing experience, not only for me, but the kids as well. Turns out the imposter was trying to ruin Meru's good name as he saw that Meru's stories were coddling kids with hopes and dreams and participation trophies. So he wanted to give the kids a real taste of despair to teach them the horrors of the real world. Since we're going on break, we need to pull out all the stops for this video, and thankfully we can do another rendition of Sunday's Word of the Week. Doesn't have quite the same ring to it as the previous name. Might need to workshop this. This week being the word cloying, which is an adjective that describes something as excessive, particularly excessively sweet, rich, or sentimental, to a sickening degree. Cloying is an adjective you can almost describe 100 Girlfriends as a whole, since the series is usually uber positive and happy to an absurd degree sometimes. It's part of the reason why the absurd premise of a man getting 100 girlfriends works, because everyone just gets along and is happy 99% of the time. And with that, the latest installment of Sunday's Word of the Week comes to an end. Let's get back to the chapter. Rentaro then tackles the imposter into the next room, claiming him to be the naughty child that he is going to eat. And given how angry Rentaro can actually get, I would not be surprised if he actually did try to eat him. Thus, story time with Meru went off without a hitch, and the police were called on the cross-dressing bioterrorist identity thief, who will continue to remain unnamed, who was more than happy to be taken in by the police, rather than having to deal with an angry Rentaro. As the day wraps up, Rentaro and Meru head back home, and Meru thanks Rentaro for being so supportive, where she also reflects on her life mission of bringing hopes and dreams to children with her books. And we end things with a good old kiss of gratitude and this great shot of Meru. But can I count this as a post-kiss close-up? All the other ones had their arms wrapped around Rentaro. Oh wait, Himika's doesn't, and neither does Momiji's. Okay, well I guess this does count as Meru's post-kiss close-up shot then. Into the folder you go. We're growing quite the collection of these. We really need to come up with a term for these chapters. They've always occurred in the middle of a volume, focuses on a girlfriend that hasn't been in the spotlight in quite some time, is usually semi-serious in tone, but not as serious as the serious arcs, and are only one chapter in length, and end with these post-kiss close-up shots. Though Kasuri's is the outlier as it came from her actual serious arc and was 2 chapters long. Also, it's hilarious my offhanded joke about Nakamura remembering his old jokes and characters because of watching season 2 of the anime continues in this chapter. Firstly with that chef of the gelato in the hot pot chapter, and now the creature formerly known as Rentaro making a return here. Anyway, like I said, it was great to have Meru in the spotlight again, as I do enjoy the dick talk. Dichotomy. Is that how you pronounce that? Hold on.
Dichotomy.
Dichotomy. Anyway, like I said, it was great to have Meru in the spotlight again, as I do enjoy the dichotomy of her character. This woman with soulless black pits of despair for eyes, but longs to prevent others, especially children, feeling what she feels by creating stories filled with the exact opposite of despair. Usually when you're this far gone, you write the most depressing shit known to man as you do your part-time job at the local Hot Topic. And what I found especially interesting from this chapter, trap mad notwithstanding, is the fact Meru is very aware of how she looks. The pitch black eyes isn't just an artist's interpretation to make her stand out among the roster of girlfriends. She literally, within the universe of the series, has these eyes and is aware of how she comes across to other people because of them, and takes it into account when wanting to read to these kids when she was admitting defeat to the imposter, knowing that they had the better demeanor to bring hopes and dreams to children, instead of her despair-filled appearance. Though in the end, I guess the lesson here is that appearances don't matter when you can have your intention shine through, and that's exactly what happened. The imposter's intention was revealed and scared the kids, while Meru's intention of bringing hope and dreams and even her calming nature of trying to describe the creature formerly known as Rentaro to the kids shine past her physical appearance. You can be the most attractive person on the planet, but if you have a rotten personality, people, especially kids, will notice. To use a phrase I am probably too old to use, it's all about them vibes. Unfortunately, we will now be heading into the desert of content for the next 2 weeks for a 100 Girlfriends drought. On the plus side though, when the series comes back in March, odds are it's a two-parter, as around this time in the past couple of volumes it's usually a two-part story. Those are always fun. Like I said, flood the comments with ideas of what you want me to do during this downtime, and especially the later downtime when the schedule for the series officially changes. I'm gonna need all the ideas I can get. I've been Moonlight150, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to see the next chapter when we're back in 2 weeks, and to stay up to date on all other content I might be able to put out. See you all then.